was about 2 years ago around this time when I found this news organization. And at the time, I had already walked away from my IT career. I was doing YouTube full time, but I really wanted to do something more. I remember when Daniel and I were talking through email, he was like, why don't you just come down to the studio and kind of see what we're all about? And that's what I did. And at that first show, that's when I knew that I wanted to be part of this team. Now, every week they would cover news, they would cover politics, but the thing that got me the most, the thing that hooked me in, was that they had a guest that was Chicago-centric, and they would talk about issues, they would give them a platform, they would give them a voice, they would talk about things that I didn't even know was going on in the city. Like real issues, stuff that you wouldn't see on mainstream media, stuff that you really wouldn't see on local news. And I was just like, man, this is something I could totally get behind. And since then, I've seen these guys cover hundreds of guests. I've been to protests, I've been to rallies. You know, I'm usually the guy behind the scenes. I'll cover the cameras, I'll do the video editing, and I've always tried to grow their brand. And then we started our own live show, and we were doing that out of Daniel's basement apartment. But as this show started to grow, I had picked up another job working in social media marketing that ended up moving me to LA. But these guys continued to do their thing, and they've been killing it. A couple months later, they're now at their own studio, and the weekly show that they had is now a daily show that averages 300 or 400 people a day, which is crazy because I remember when we first started doing the live show and we got 20 people or 30 people or even 50, it was like, oh my God, like crazy. But now 300-400 people is like a normal thing for them. And it's only growing. It's only growing more and more. Is that on? Yeah, it's on. All right, today is Saturday. We're here at the studio and we're about to tear this entire place down. I mean, not the walls, not the ceiling, but everything that's set up here. I'm here with Paul. Paul's working back there, but you can always say hi, Paul. but Paul and I are here first. We're gonna start tearing everything down. Kit and Daniel are coming later, and I'll be recording the whole process, so you'll get to see what this is like.
And that is why I managed to convince Jerome and numerous other consumers who are critics of Samsung technology that is far more superior than Apple products. There's no debate, no need to comment at all. It's over, it's done. 10 out of 10.
I didn't agree to anything Kit said. I just wanted to show you guys the set.
Well,
that's it.
That's for another day. Everyone, welcome to the official updated. There's still some little tweaks we have to do here and there to our new studio, and this has been done because of all of you guys, our viewers and subscribers. We cannot thank you guys enough.
Like us, it was just in the street, cell phone, nothing
God.
there, no money, no anything, no investment. We have to do everything. That's when Jerome got involved, and that's what we had. You were in that steps, Jerome, but we had to do everything by hand.
Right.
Yeah.
And then we're finally like, I'm like, fuck it, we'll just use my apartment. We basically have all the stuff we need. We just needed something to maintain. But we did that to build up. We did that for a few months. We built up to this original studio that we're at here. What does this represent? This represents how much of a studio can we get away with no money when we aren't sure that any of this is going to work. When we first invested in here, we didn't know that we were going to take off. We couldn't rely on us taking off.
I remember that when I left Chicago to move to LA, I was doing my last Saturday show, and I was running the boards. When I say running the boards, that means I was like switching the cameras, making sure the audio was good, that, you know, the text and everything was showing where it needed to be on their live show. And when that show ended, I broke down in tears. It was the weirdest thing because I was fine moving. I knew that I was going to be okay. And really, one of the biggest emotional moments for me was knowing that I wasn't going to be helping these guys out anymore. And that was weird and it was unexpected. And I remember that when I came back home to Chicago, I think I had come for a work thing. I actually ended up meeting my team, and it was, at that time, it was a special meeting because it was the plan to get a studio because the show had started to grow. And I remember when Daniel had handed me the papers of like what we were going through, the whole project was called Bring Jerome Home. That, like, no lie, that's exactly what it was called. And that was something that was a mantra to my team after I left.
So with that being said, I think we should end the show on this good note. I'm Kit Cabello, the main host of Hard Lens Media. It's good to be back. I want to give a special shout out to Paul DuPont, Daniel Lupker, and special shout out for Jerome, who's finally returned back. No, we won't be putting the camera on you, but don't you ever leave again.